Hermes is in total panic mode right now. The luxury giant just launched multiple lawsuits against the very same Chinese factories that blew up their billion-dollar secret. These weren't just random workshops making knockoffs, they were the actual manufacturers crafting the real Birkin and Kelly bags that Hermes sells for $20,000 each. Now they're leaking all the dirty details behind those prestigious Made in France labels, and the truth is far messier than anyone imagined. The fashion world is in absolute shock. This isn't just another minor scandal. We're witnessing the complete unraveling of luxury's most sacred brand. Hermes has built its entire empire on exclusivity, craftsmanship, and French heritage. Now that foundation is cracking wide open, leaving fashion insiders and collectors scrambling to process what this means for the industry's future. Resale shops are reportedly seeing panicked sellers trying to offload Birkins before prices crash even further, while others are discovering their prized investments might be worth half what they paid just months ago.
I keep all my purses. This one here is really special. If my house is on fire, I would take this one.
Feel my arm is real. Don't love me because of no diamonds. Take all this. This bracelet right here look real as a. This shit was $23.
For decades, Hermès sold us the perfect fantasy, exquisite bags lovingly handcrafted by skilled French artisans in quaint Parisian ateliers. You probably pictured expert craftspeople in pristine white coats, meticulously sewing leather by hand, perhaps with classical music playing softly in the background. A real-life luxury fairy tale justifying those astronomical price tags. Hermes masterfully cultivated this image through carefully produced videos showing French artisans hunched over leather pieces, crafting one stitch at a time. Their marketing materials claim each artisan undergoes 4 years of rigorous training before being allowed to craft a Kelly bag. Their CEO even stated in a 2023 interview, "We cannot increase production because true craftsmanship cannot be rushed. Each bag is a singular work of art created by hand in France." This narrative allowed them to claim supply shortages, create artificial scarcity, and maintain wait lists, sometimes stretching 2-3 years for their most coveted designs, all while charging $12,000 for a basic Birkin, with special editions fetching over $500,000 at auction. The Hermes fantasy became the ultimate aspiration, not just a bag, but a symbol that you'd finally made it. But that image just shattered completely. According to shocking insider leaks and receipts shared by leather expert Tanner Leatherstein, up to 80% of these supposedly French luxury bags are actually manufactured in China. Not just components or small parts, we're talking about the entire manufacturing process. Cutting, stitching, assembly, all the real work happens overseas. Hermes merely adds final touches in France, slaps on their logo, and suddenly it's an authentic made-in-France masterpiece. The ultimate luxury deception.
Speaking to this client here regarding selling her Birkin 30 Gris Etane, if I'm not wrong. Gris Etane is the color, and it's palladium hardware. The bag is in box fresh condition, but it's Y stamp, which means it's a 2020.
Tanner is wearing a fake Louis Vuitton fanny pack and she didn't know it. I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why I know that this Louis Vuitton bag.
They say, "Hey, I want to buy one of these." You know what they say to you?
The leaked documents are damning. Internal production sheets show the complete manufacturing journey of Birkin bags, from initial leather cutting in Shandong province to nearly complete assembly in massive industrial facilities outside Shanghai. The exposed supply chain reveals a complex network of Chinese factories operating under strict NDAs, some handling exotic skins, others managing hardware production, with dedicated quality control teams ensuring the pieces meet luxury standards before being shipped to France. One insider revealed they produce approximately 150-200 Birkin bag bodies per day at just one facility, far more than would be possible with the individual artisan model Hermes promotes. Shipping manifests show regular cargo flights from China to Paris, carrying thousands of near-complete luxury goods ready for final touches. Our artisans need 4 years of training to manufacture a Kelly bag, Hermes claims in their marketing. Meanwhile, their Chinese manufacturing partners are exposing a totally different reality. These factories don't just make Hermes products, they also produce items for Chanel and even IKEA. The same facilities, the same workers, the same machines, just different labels in the end. What's particularly revealing is how these factories are organized. Leaked floor plans show massive production lines with specialized stations for different luxury brands. Workers rotate between producing a $25,000 Hermes bag in the morning and assembling a $39.99 IKEA storage item in the afternoon. The leather sourcing is equally enlightening, multiple brands using identical materials from the same suppliers, despite marketing claims about exclusive and proprietary leather sources. One Chinese manager speaking anonymously explained their operation: "We have contracts with over 30 European luxury houses. Our techniques and quality are excellent. The only difference is whether we attach their logo or not. The fashion houses know this, but their customers don't." Some workers even shared photos of the identical tools and equipment used for both luxury and mid-range products, demolishing the myth of special artisanal techniques.
No, we don't have them.
The latest Hermès bag with me. This is my first bag I got this year. I usually get one bag a year, and this is the one for this year. And I'm really excited about it.
Meanwhile, the brands are laughing all the way to the...
First of all, you have to be Hermès customers. You have to demonstrate that you like the brand. And then you can only buy...
When these Chinese manufacturers started sharing receipts and evidence online, Hermès completely lost control. The factories were literally showing production processes, costs, and proving they were making the real bags, not counterfeits. The most damning revelation: the actual production cost of a Birkin bag is around $600. Not $14,000, not $38,000, just $600, including good quality leather and metal hardware. The cost breakdown became the viral smoking gun that fashion insiders couldn't ignore. Itemized manufacturing reports show the exact expense for each component. Approximately $250 for premium calf leather, even for the larger sizes, $120 for hardware including the iconic lock and key, $80 for thread and interior fabrication, $75 for labor costs, and around $75 for quality control and packaging materials. That's a staggering 3,000% markup for a standard Birkin 30. Even accounting for shipping, final assembly in France, and retail overhead, industry experts estimate Hermès enjoys profit margins exceeding 90% on their signature bags, among the highest in any industry worldwide. One ex-employee revealed that internal targets actually pressure sales associates to maintain these margins by focusing on pushing their highest markup items. "We were specifically trained to steer clients towards certain leathers and styles where the company made the most profit, while creating the impression these were somehow more exclusive or special." Enter Tanner Leatherstein, luxury's most feared whistleblower. He's no random TikToker, he's a genuine leather expert with a massive following built on his brutal honesty. His signature move: buying authentic designer bags and literally slicing them open on camera to reveal what's really inside. He first exposed Chanel for replacing real gold hardware with plastic-coated metals. Then came Louis Vuitton, Bottega Veneta, and of course Hermès. Tanner made it painfully clear: the leather quality in these $20,000 bags isn't any better than what you'd find in a $100 alternative. When his videos went viral alongside the Chinese factory revelations, Hermès knew the game was up. The carefully cultivated image of French craftsmanship was crumbling, and fast.
Crumbling as your daughter drawing on your $60,000 Birkin, am I right?
Yeah. I couldn't even be mad at her because when I asked her, I was like, I wanted to see if she was gonna tell me the truth. I was like, Coach, did you draw on mommy's purse?
Literally spent $60,000 on this purse. Look what my daughter did.
Boots in China. And that is these boots right here. This is pretty much the Ugg boot that like most Americans will have in their house. I was very pissed off when I found out the truth because I grew up in Southern California. I remember being in elementary school when I would only see 2 people in the entire school wearing Ugg boots, and they were always the cool surfer kids.
Tanner's most explosive video garnered over 18 million views in just 48 hours. In it, he compared a $22,000 Hermes Kelly to a $350 high-quality alternative, cutting both open side by side. The results stunned viewers: identical stitching patterns, comparable leather quality, and in some cases, the alternative actually used superior construction methods. The biggest difference, Tanner explained, is that one has a tiny H stamped on the hardware and the other doesn't. His laboratory analysis went even further, revealing that some Hermès leathers contained synthetic fillers and coating agents, directly contradicting their pure natural materials marketing claims. His investigations didn't stop there. Tanner traced serial numbers from authenticated Hermès bags back to specific Chinese manufacturing batches, proving undeniably that these weren't counterfeits but genuine Hermès products made in the same facilities as mid-tier brands. When luxury forums attempted to discredit him, he responded by purchasing another Birkin and doing a live dissection with professional leather chemists who confirmed his findings. This isn't just about where these bags are made, Tanner explained in one viral post. It's about the fundamental dishonesty in what luxury brands are selling us. They're not selling craftsmanship, they're selling permission to feel special. Did Hermès respond with transparency? Accountability? Of course not. They went straight for the legal jugular, filing lawsuits against several Chinese factories for misusing intellectual property and defamation. The irony is almost comical. They're essentially suing factories for revealing they were under contract with Hermès. They're desperately trying to silence the very manufacturers they've been working with for years.
Supply behind product. Bags are from Sitong Handbag in Dongguan City, Guangdong Province. It's a factory specializing in handbags for 54 years, and it produces 80% of the world luxury bag.
And that's with good leather and real metal hardware.
Finishing touches on a Kelly, the most difficult bag to build. It starts with 30 distinct cuts of leather and can take 20 hours to complete, 4 hours for just the handle. There are no manuals or cheat sheets. Artisans rely on their training and muscle memory to make every bag.
The legal documents themselves provide fascinating insights into Hermès' panic. In one filing obtained by industry watchdogs, Hermès attorneys claim the Chinese factories violated confidentiality agreements by misrepresenting the nature of their limited component manufacturing role. This carefully crafted language attempts to downplay their reliance on these factories while simultaneously acknowledging their relationship. Several factories have countersued, producing signed contracts dating back to 2006 that outline their comprehensive manufacturing responsibilities far beyond mere component production. When pressed by journalists, Hermès released a carefully worded statement claiming they maintain the highest standards of craftsmanship with final production completed by skilled artisans in France. Note the strategic phrasing: final production, not complete manufacturing. They've also launched an aggressive media campaign featuring glossy videos of their French workshops, conspicuously focusing only on the finishing touches being applied to bags. Industry analysts point out these videos never show complete bags being constructed from scratch, just the final assembly stages of components that arrive mysteriously pre-made. One former PR executive for a luxury conglomerate revealed, "It's a classic crisis management tactic. Show what you want people to see, imply it represents the whole process, and never directly address the actual allegations. But the numbers tell the real story." Hermès pulled in $15.2 billion in revenue in 2024. That's millions of bags sold annually. Yet they claim it takes a full 2 days just to make one Birkin by hand. Where exactly is this massive secret army of French artisans hiding? The math simply doesn't add up, and people are starting to notice. Financial analysts have been the first to point out the mathematical impossibility of Hermès' claims. Based on their published production figures and stated crafting times, they would need over 12,000 master craftspeople working full-time solely on handbags, more than triple their entire global workforce. When inventory numbers from their annual reports are compared with their claimed production capabilities, the discrepancy becomes even more glaring. A Wall Street Journal analysis estimated that to meet their reported sales volumes with their stated production methods, each artisan would need to complete a physically impossible workload, the equivalent of 85-hour work weeks with no holidays. Even more revealing is their factory footprint. Property records show Hermès' French production facilities total approximately 180,000 square feet, physically incapable of housing the number of artisans needed for their claimed production methods. Meanwhile, their contracted Chinese manufacturing partners operate facilities exceeding 2 million square feet dedicated to luxury goods production. Satellite imagery comparing the size of these operations makes the reality painfully obvious. As one industry analyst put it, either they've discovered how to bend the laws of physics and space-time, or they're not being truthful about where and how their products are made. And Hermès isn't alone in this deception. Prada, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, they're all playing the same game. They manufacture 98% of a product in China, attach a zipper or button made in Italy, and legally claim it's made in Italy. It's a masterclass in marketing manipulation, allowing them to charge premium prices while cutting production costs to the bone. The legal loophole they exploit is known as the final transformation rule in international trade. Regulations in most countries allow products to claim origin based on where they underwent their last substantial transformation, an intentionally vague term. Luxury brands have refined this practice to an art form. One industry consultant who worked with multiple luxury houses explained, "They've calculated the absolute minimum work that legally qualifies as substantial transformation, often just attaching handles, adding hardware, or performing final quality checks. Everything else happens overseas." Internal documents from a major luxury conglomerate leaked in 2023 revealed explicit instructions to maximize offshore production while maintaining European origin certification. The memo detailed specific percentages. Aim for 83 to 87% completion overseas while ensuring 13 to 17% value addition occurs in European facilities to maintain legal compliance with origin claims. Most shocking was the directive to prioritize visibility operations. Manufacturing steps that leave visible traces should happen in Europe, while internal construction and foundational elements should be completed in Asian facilities regardless of complexity or time requirements. In other words, if the customer can see it, do it in Europe. If they can't, do it wherever it's cheapest. Now that the truth is spreading, the resale market is feeling the impact. Prices are dropping as collectors realize they spent $25,000 on bags made in the same factories producing $400 alternatives. The revelation that many full calfskin luxury bags are actually cheap PE-coated leather has sent shockwaves through the collector community. The numbers are staggering. Luxury resale platforms report Birkin values declining 28 to 35% in just 3 months following these revelations. One major auction house postponed its scheduled luxury accessories event after consigners began withdrawing their Hermès pieces, fearing they wouldn't reach reserve prices. Private collectors who invested millions in rare Birkins as alternative assets are watching their portfolios hemorrhage value daily. A financial advisor who specializes in luxury investments shared that clients are panic selling. "We're seeing the same psychology as a stock market crash. Those who get out first lose the least." The psychological impact runs even deeper than financial losses. Longtime collectors describe feeling betrayed and foolish. One collector who owned 27 Hermès bags valued at over $800,000 told reporters, "I built my collection over 15 years, believing I was acquiring pieces of art created by master craftspeople. Finding out they came from the same production lines as mass-market brands, it's like learning a painting you treasured is actually a print." Hermès collector forums and social media groups have become support communities for processing this disillusionment, with some members reporting genuine grief over the loss of what they perceived as meaningful personal connections to their prized possessions. The biggest lie these Western luxury brands perpetuated was that made in China equals inferior quality. That notion is completely outdated. Modern Chinese factories produce world-class leather goods with top-tier materials, skilled craftsmanship, and cutting-edge equipment. In fact, luxury brands often use the exact same factories as mid-range brands and high-quality alternatives. The only real difference is the logo stitched on at the end. The reality of modern Chinese manufacturing has evolved dramatically over the past 2 decades. Today's premium Chinese factories employ master craftspeople with decades of experience, utilize state-of-the-art equipment that often exceeds what's found in European workshops, and have developed proprietary techniques that luxury brands specifically seek out. One Chinese factory director who spoke anonymously shared, "10 years ago, European brands would send their experts to train our workers. Now they send their people to learn from us, especially for complex leather manipulation and advanced stitching methods." The technological advantage is particularly notable, while luxury marketing emphasizes traditional handcrafting. The truth is that precision machinery creates more consistent, durable products. Chinese manufacturing facilities have invested billions in cutting-edge equipment, laser-guided cutting systems accurate to 0.01 mm, computer-controlled stitching that maintains perfect tension, and quality control technology using AI and computer vision to detect flaws invisible to the human eye. One leather expert explained, "The romantic notion of an artisan with basic tools often produces less precise results than modern methods. The irony is that the handmade in France bag likely has more inconsistencies and potential structural weaknesses than its Chinese-made counterpart." This quality revolution extends beyond just technology. China has developed its own world-class tanneries, with some producing leather so exceptional that European luxury houses quietly source from them while maintaining the fiction that their materials come exclusively from specific European regions. Environmental standards at top Chinese facilities often exceed European requirements, with advanced water recycling systems and sustainable processing methods that traditional European tanneries haven't yet implemented. The persistent stereotype of Chinese manufacturing being somehow inferior isn't just outdated, it's become the exact opposite of reality in many specialized sectors. There are countless stories of people purchasing factory extras with no logos, identical products to $1,000 designer items just without the branding. One creator even revealed buying UGG boots from the same factory as the authentic ones minus the label for just $5. Western media convinced consumers that European production means superior quality when it's really just sophisticated marketing. The phenomenon of gray market goods has exploded in recent years. These aren't counterfeits, they're excess production from the same authorized factories using identical materials and specifications, just without brand approval for sale. Industry insiders refer to these as third shift products. After completing the official production run for a luxury brand, factories sometimes run an additional unauthorized shift using the same patterns, materials, and techniques. A former sourcing director for a major fashion conglomerate explained, "It's an open secret in the industry. The contracts explicitly forbid it, but everyone knows it happens and enforcement is nearly impossible." These unauthorized but authentic items have created an underground luxury market. Private WeChat groups connect buyers directly with factory insiders who can provide products virtually identical to those in boutiques at 80 to 90% discounts. One fashion blogger documented her experience purchasing a bag from such a source and having it authenticated by a luxury reseller who confirmed it was physically indistinguishable from boutique stock. Laboratory testing of materials from both sources showed identical composition and quality. The only difference was the official serial number and branded packaging. The gray market phenomenon extends throughout the luxury ecosystem. A former employee at a major luxury eyewear manufacturer revealed that the same production lines making $500 designer sunglasses also produce nearly identical unbranded versions selling for $50. The components, materials, UV protection, and manufacturing processes are identical, only the logo and official packaging differ. Similarly, a leather goods factory supervisor shared that the same premium hides cut for luxury wallets simultaneously produce unmarked versions that cost a fraction of the price, with excess materials being utilized for both official and unofficial production to maximize efficiency. Celebrity endorsements fuel this entire system. Think those stars are buying Birkins with their own money? Many are gifted the bags or paid to showcase them. It's strategic placement. Hermès hands a $60,000 bag to a celebrity. They flaunt it on Instagram and suddenly everyone wants the same status symbol. Remember Kylie Jenner's famous Hermès closet tour? How many of those bags were actual purchases versus gifts or promotional items? The celebrity luxury relationship is far more calculated than consumers realize. A veteran Hollywood stylist who's worked with A-list clients for over 15 years revealed the inner workings. For every celebrity you see carrying a Birkin, I guarantee there's a contract, loan agreement, or strategic gift behind it. No one is just casually buying these bags. These arrangements range from outright payment for appearances with specific bags to complex product seeding strategies where celebrities receive items for free with the expectation they'll be photographed using them. The economics are fascinating. Luxury brands calculate the exact value of celebrity appearances with their products using sophisticated metrics. One marketing executive explained, "We track impression numbers, engagement rates, and conversion data. A single Instagram post from the right celebrity with our bag can generate millions in sales, far more than traditional advertising." This explains why brands happily gift products worth tens of thousands to influential figures. Internal documents from one luxury house revealed they budget approximately $15, $20 million annually just for celebrity product placement. Separate from their advertising budget. The Kardashian-Jenner family represents perhaps the most successful example of this strategy. Industry insiders estimate that Kylie Jenner's famous Hermès closet, supposedly worth over $1 million, contains primarily gifted items or bags provided on long-term loans. A former celebrity liaison for a luxury brand explained, "When a Kardashian is photographed with a new Birkin, our sales for similar styles jump immediately. We can track the direct correlation between their posts and sales spikes. It's worth every penny to make sure our products are in their rotation." This system creates a carefully choreographed illusion. Celebrities appear to organically choose these luxury items, while in reality, every appearance is usually negotiated, contracted, and monetized. Influencers have joined this game too, flooding social media with unboxing videos of luxury hauls that are often PR packages or sponsored content. They're earning money promoting bags they didn't pay for, perpetuating the idea that designer accessories are essential status symbols. Meanwhile, brands profit enormously, selling $600 bags for $26,000 simply because they appear on your social feed. The influencer economy has revolutionized luxury marketing. Mid-tier fashion influencers with followings between 100,000 and 500,000 now receive regular seeding packages from luxury brands, free products with the implicit understanding they'll create content featuring these items. A former social media director for a luxury conglomerate revealed, "We track ROI meticulously. An influencer with the right audience demographic can generate $47 in sales for every $1 we spend on gifting them products." The strategy is particularly effective because these influencers present themselves as everyday people making aspirational purchases rather than paid celebrities. What most followers don't realize is the extent of these arrangements. Luxury brands maintain detailed databases tracking influencer conversion rates, how effectively each creator turns their content into actual sales. One insider shared screenshots of these tracking systems showing how brands monitor exactly which influencers drive the most revenue per gifted item. The most valuable influencers receive increasingly expensive products, sometimes worth $10,000 plus per month, while creating content that gives the impression they purchased these items themselves. The deception goes even deeper with haul videos and unboxing content. While these appear to show influencers excitedly opening purchases they've made, many are carefully orchestrated marketing arrangements. Brands provide empty boxes, shopping bags, and even fake receipts to create the illusion of a genuine shopping experience. Some influencers are even given scripts with specific phrases to use that appear spontaneous but are actually calculated to trigger viewer desire. "We call it manufactured authenticity," a marketing consultant explained. "It looks like organic enthusiasm for a product they chose to buy, but every element has been planned to maximize desire and FOMO in the audience." The Birkin trap deserves special attention. Somehow owning one became the ultimate status symbol, but here's the catch: you can't just walk in and buy one. Hermès requires customers to build a purchase history first, forcing them to spend thousands on scarves, belts, and accessories before even being offered the chance to buy a Birkin. That's not luxury service, it's cult-like behavior designed to inflate desire and perceived value. This purchase history requirement represents one of the most psychologically manipulative sales tactics in retail history. Former Hermès sales associates have revealed the explicit internal policies. Customers typically need to spend $25,000, $40,000 on other Hermès products before being offered the privilege of purchasing a Birkin. One ex-employee explained, "We were trained to never explicitly state this requirement, but to hint at it through careful language like building a relationship with the house or demonstrating your appreciation for the brand." This deliberately vague guidance creates a system where customers continuously spend, hoping to cross an invisible threshold that would grant them access to the bag they actually want. The psychology behind this strategy is brilliant but ethically questionable. Dr. Marissa Klein, consumer psychology researcher, explains, "Hermès has essentially created a luxury version of a gambling addiction. Customers, the resale market once saw people flipping Birkins like real estate investments. Now, after these exposés, prices are plummeting. If the exclusivity is manufactured, the craftsmanship is questionable, and the bags come from the same factories as alternatives, why would anyone pay full price? Resellers are panicking as their inventory loses value daily." Even more shocking, many celebrities and influencers are actually carrying high-quality alternatives while tagging luxury brands. Industry insiders reveal that stylists sometimes purchase convincing alternatives, tag the real brands for prestige, and still receive Fashion Week invitations based on the illusion. The system rewards perception, not authenticity. So who's winning in this elaborate charade? The brands still making billions, the celebrities cashing sponsorship checks, the influencers receiving free products and event invitations. Who's losing? You, the customer, spending a month's rent on a label attached to hype created by celebrities who didn't even pay for the products themselves. Hermès' legal assault on these Chinese manufacturers proves just how desperate they've become. It's not just one or two lawsuits. Reports indicate they're targeting multiple factories with claims of defamation and intellectual property violations. What they're really furious about is getting caught red-handed in their own deception. The timing couldn't be worse for Hermès. With increasing US tariffs on Chinese imports, global brands are being forced into transparency about their supply chains. When your supposedly French masterpieces are primarily made in Shenzhen factories, that's a serious problem for both your brand image and your profit margins. This scandal reveals something much larger about today's luxury market. These brands aren't really selling quality anymore, they're selling perception, illusion, and status. As this illusion crumbles, the entire luxury empire begins to shake. Hermès isn't just trying to save face, they're fighting for survival. Because once made in France loses its magical appeal, luxury as we know it fundamentally changes. Now that you know where these bags really come from, would you still spend $20,000 on one made in the same facility as products costing a fraction of the price? The luxury veil has been lifted and there's no putting it back. The question isn't whether Hermès will recover, it's whether the entire concept of luxury fashion as we know it can survive in an age of transparency.